It is good to be back. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Happy New Year. We're back at it. You can see I extended by one more, and it's been serving me very well. I'm very excited about that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look back at December, go over those numbers, kind of talk generally about how last year went all in one video, and talk about goals for this year. Let's get to it. I did end up buying the shelf. It is not what I originally intended, but I think it is ultimately doing good over here. This will eventually not be like this. I need to find a better way to handle all that stuff, but it's a good start. This is all for part out down here. That's all part out. This is all needs to go on eBay. So it's just kind of like my working shelf. This is where stuff goes that needs to be worked on, and then it's right there in front of my face, and I don't put it off. Hopefully, if something doesn't super excite me, I have a habit of putting it off. So hopefully that helps solve that, because I can't ignore it anymore. All right, let's talk numbers. Favorite way to start the year. A little bit of sarcasm there. Okay. We did a gross in sales of $4,744.59, and I am super proud of that because I essentially took 2 weeks off. I took the week before Christmas off to shut everything off, and then a couple days after that started turning stuff back on. So I didn't really, if I had just left it all on, I probably could have done a lot more, but family time was important, so did family time instead. Super proud of that, even though November was significantly higher. Actually, April was higher, May was higher, June, July, August were all higher. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Well, anyways, did some freelance gigs for $550. Good news, YouTube finally making money there. $169.58, and I'm super excited about that because my minimum per day goal currently is $100 a day. Like, I want to have a profit of $100 a day, and what that YouTube number does is if I just have a really bad day, it doesn't matter as much, or if I take a week off, over the course of a year, I've built up, this is basically my vacation fund, right? I can have that little bit of extra wiggle room by just making videos. I don't have to go buy anything. It's just time invested, and it's something I already enjoy doing. So I don't see any downsides to this, and I think that number can only go up. Something interesting that happened was I stopped posting videos, obviously, for a little while, and it was still it's like 10 cents a day, 25 cents a day, just people finding old content. And I think as the YouTube channel grows, that only has potential to grow. So, if I take a week off, it becomes even less of an impact. So let's see, that was YouTube. I talked about freelance, did some random side gigs for $75. I just like to pick up a little bit of extra work every now and then to take some pressure off the business to perform, and it's been working out for me. I would like to do that less and less, obviously, but as we're growing, I think it's essential. Let's talk about where my money disappeared. So this month in fees, this is Bricklink fees and eBay fees, $638.35 out the door. Can't do nothing about that. Shipping costs, $926.03. Somebody asked me on one of the videos, why don't I charge shipping? And I do charge shipping on most things, but what happens is when Bricklink or eBay, let's say somebody buys something for $10 plus shipping, and it turns into $15, just for easy math. eBay says, here you go, Travis, here's $15. And it's up to me to say, hold on, IRS, I didn't make $15. 5 of that dollars was for shipping. So that's when I talk about cost of shipping. It technically the buyer paid for it, but just because of how I need to report things, shipping cost me $926.03. So occasionally I'll offer free shipping if it's like a 3-ounce item or something like that, something that's, and then you just tack it on. You increase your price a little bit. So different video, different topic if we want to go into that more. Cost of goods, $1,252.59, and that is still, you saw all those Lego sets I need to part out. I still owe my guy a little bit of money for that. So technically this number should be higher, but we agreed that I would pay him in installments. So that'll start to be reflected in January coming up. So it'll all work out in the end, but still, that should technically be higher, but we're doing okay. Shipping supplies did really good this month, $67.40. I knew I was gonna have to buy some stuff just because there was more packages going out. And I think I mentioned it already. A reseller friend, he's like, hey, I need to order stuff, want to go in together and buy a bunch of stuff so it's cheaper overall for both of us. I said, heck yeah, let's do that. So I got a bunch of boxes and a bunch of padded envelopes for cheaper than I normally would have, even though I didn't necessarily need them in the moment, but that should hold me over for a good deal longer than in the past. Other expenses, storage unit, refunds, all that jazz, $155.78, and that was actually the lowest of the year. Actually, May was slightly lower, but moving storage units and just being more conscientious, I guess, has really reduced that number. Oh, I didn't talk about consignment. Got to pay out a consignment of $16.97. So that leaves us with a net of $2,482.05, essentially half of the gross sales. But that's not terrible. I think most people, it's like a third. And granted, I'm doing like extra things on the side to compensate for that. So not bad at all. So I don't want to go over every single number from last year, just because I don't want to. But for those curious, I did only net. This is after fees, after shipping, after all my expenses. End of the year, I walked home with $23,121.17, which is not a lot. Gonna be honest, it's not a lot of money. It's more than I made the previous year, and as long as I keep the trajectory of like constantly making more, I feel comfortable. I don't want to get in the infinite growth mindset, of course, because that's bad for society and bad for our health. But as long as I see continual improvement, I feel comfortable. And like I said in my thank you video in the last video, I get to spend a lot of time with my family, and that is worth more than making another 10 grand by working my butt off. So I'm super happy with that and super happy with the progress. And now let's talk about what I'm going to be doing to increase that number this year and hopefully make things run more efficiently. So here's the new whiteboard for 2024, and I've kind of just lumped Bricklink and eBay into one thing last year. So I'm going to split them this year and see who is actually performing better. And I want to get to like 50 to 80% of all my sales are Lego. So we're just going to keep track of that over the course of the year. The thing with this whiteboard is it used to hang right there. It fell down, and then I bought the short shelf thinking it would hang above it. But then I'm like, what if it falls down again and just knocks everything off? So I don't know what I'm going to do about the whiteboard. It may just all end up turning digital. We'll see. But Bricklink, I want to have 30K in inventory available. It's pretty much an arbitrary number, almost. But my reasoning was, if I want to increase how much money I make, I need to have that much money available for sale. So if I want to make $30,000 this year, I need to have $30,000 in inventory for sale. I should technically have more, but you get the idea, right? So what I'm doing, I can show you the spreadsheet. Here we go. Okay, so on the first, I started out with $7,692 available in inventory on my Bricklink store. This is just Bricklink. And I did a bunch of work posting minifigure parts over the course of probably 2 hours. 7,766 was my ending number for the day. So I posted $74 in value, and ignore that number because, oh no, that's right. So I'm 22, I need to post $22,233 more to hit my 30K goal. So starting value, I didn't sell anything overnight. I did a little bit of work this morning, so let's just plug that number in. Don't know why that's not working. Equals my hidden number minus, there we go. So I posted $36 this morning. And over here, that means per average so far, $55 a day, $20,000 till my goal. You see how that works? And after this video, I'm going to do a little bit more work, but I think I calculated out that I need to post $60 a day, 365 days this year in order to hit the goal of having a $30,000 store. And obviously there's going to be days where I can't do that. My kid gets sick, I'm at home with him. We leave for a couple days to go see family or something like that. So truly I should be posting like $100 a day. And I think that's achievable if I am disciplined about parting out stuff. I take time to do minifigures every day. I think that's achievable. And that's the big change this year, is keeping track of that. We talked about atomic habits a lot last year, and that's just making habits, small things, small changes for yourself. And one of the big things is like an easily trackable reward system. For somebody, it was just, he was making sales calls, and whenever he finished a call, he would move a paper clip into a cup, and then by the end of the day, he moved all his paper clips over. So this is kind of my version of that. Just seeing the number increase on that spreadsheet is gonna be my motivation, because yeah, it's gonna be fun to see that number go up. Also, in regards to YouTube, I would love to get that to where I'm pretty much guaranteed $100 a month on that. It took about 2.5 months for me to make my first payout, which is pretty slow, but given the niche of my channel and the size of my channel, it's probably to be expected. I don't want to do like, all right, let's get to 3,000 subscribers, because that's boring. Like, I don't want to do that. But I do need to figure out a way to attract a big enough audience, keep providing value, work on the quality of my videos to earn enough money via YouTube to where, like, if I have a really bad day, it's okay. I have $100 coming in from YouTube. So that's my goal with that. And I feel like it'll be achievable in the next 6 months or so, given just looking at the history of things. So we'll find out, that's for sure. Something else I need to get better at is, this has been sitting here since the summer. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop just letting projects sit. So that's going to be a huge thing for me. And then I have stuff like this. This is just all white pieces that between everything, I just can't get to sorting my used stuff. So I would love to hit my financial goals for the year so that I can hire somebody in 2025 to help sort. And part of that is just really figuring out systems this year. So when I do hire somebody, I can say, this is exactly what you need to do. This is exactly how I need you to do it. So I'm not like dumping money into figuring it out once they're here. Like, I don't want to pay them for trial and error. I want to pay them for like a system that works. So that's what I want to be doing with stuff like this. It's kind of just going to be getting set off to the side for now. And I know I'm going to need a whole separate storage system for used versus new. So it's going to be a whole growth ordeal for sure, but we'll keep working on it. And of course, I want to continue to have fun. You know, I'm pretty good at like stop animation. I've made some stuff in the past, and I would love to get back into that again. I know it's time consuming, and but with YouTube Shorts, and now that I'm monetized, you know, if I post like a 10-15 second short and I make a couple bucks on it, then that feels like worth my time. Because I do want to consider it part of the business. But that's a whole other conversation, right? Like, you don't have to monetize everything that's fun. You can just do something fun because you enjoy it. So, I don't know. I gotta whoops, something fell over. That's something I gotta still think of. But I do want to get back into like being artistic. I love making movies. I love doing stop animation. I love drawing, and I just feel like my life got derailed and I haven't been able to do it as much. And because all this has been taking up a lot of time and energy, but I love this too. So I just got to figure out how to get that work-life balance back, and take care of the other parts of me that you all don't always get to see in these videos. So yeah, this is what fell over. And although this is miles better than what it was when I left you all towards the end of last year, still a lot of work to do on keeping this clear and keeping it organized. But it's getting better. All right, let's call it there. That's enough jibber jabber. Thank you all for watching. I'm excited for this year. Thank you all for being on this journey with me. I thanked so many of you last year. I don't need to do that again, but just thank you so much, and let's see what this year brings for us. Of course, you can always join the Discord channel. We try to provide value in there as well. There's people on that Discord channel who know far more than I do about selling Lego and working on Bricklink, and they share their knowledge freely. So there's a Discord link below. Get in there, and there's just a wealth of information to help everybody. Even in the comments of these videos, people leave a wealth of information. So if you don't want to follow for me, follow for the people who also follow me, because they'll help you too. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. Happy New Year. Let's do this. See ya.